Rachel, seeing that she was not granted the ability to bear children for Jacob, became jealous of her sister and said to Jacob, "Give me children, or I shall die." Jacob became angry with Rachel and said, "Am I in the place of God, who has denied you the fruit of the womb?" Then she replied, "Here is my servant Bilhah. Go into her so that she may bear children on my knees, and through her I too may have offspring." So she gave him her servant Bilhah as a wife, and Jacob went into her. Bilhah conceived and bore Jacob a son. Rachel said, "God has judged me, and has also heard my voice and given me a son." Therefore she called his name Dan. Then Bilhah, Rachel's servant, conceived again and bore Jacob a second son. Rachel said, "I have wrestled mightily with my sister and have prevailed." So she called his name Naphtali. When Leah saw that she had ceased bearing children, she took her servant Zilpah and gave her to Jacob as a wife. Zilpah, Leah's servant, bore Jacob a son. Leah said, "Good fortune has come," and she called his name Gad. Then Zilpah, Leah's servant, bore a second son to Jacob. Leah said, "Happy am I, for the women will call me happy." So she called his name Asher. During the wheat harvest, Reuben went out and found mandrakes in the field and brought them to his mother Leah. Then Rachel said to Leah, "Please give me some of your son's mandrakes." But Leah replied, "Is it a small thing that you have taken away my husband? Would you take away my son's mandrakes also?" Rachel said, "Then he may lie with you tonight in exchange for your son's mandrakes." That evening, when Jacob came from the field, Leah went out to meet him and said, "You must come to me, for I have hired you with my son's mandrakes." So he lay with her that night, and God listened to Leah, and she conceived and bore Jacob a fifth son. Leah said, "God has given me my wages because I gave my servant to my husband." So she called his name Issachar. Then Leah conceived again and bore Jacob a sixth son. Leah said, "God has endowed me with a good gift. Now my husband will honor me, because I have borne him 6 sons." So she called his name Zebulun. Afterward, she bore a daughter and called her name Dinah. Then God remembered Rachel, and God listened to her and opened her womb. She conceived and bore a son and said, "God has taken away my reproach." And she called his name Joseph, saying, "May the Lord add to me another son." After Rachel had given birth to Joseph, Jacob said to Laban, "Send me away, that I may go to my own home and country. Give me my wives and my children for whom I have served you, that I may go, for you know the service that I have given you." But Laban said to him, "If I have found favor in your sight, I have learned by divination that the Lord has blessed me because of you." And he added, "Name your wages, and I will give it." Jacob said, "You yourself know how I have served you, and how your livestock has fared with me. For you had little before I came, and it has increased abundantly, and the Lord has blessed you wherever I turned. But now, when shall I provide for my own household also?" Laban said, "What shall I give you?" Jacob said, "You shall give me nothing. If you will do this for me, I will again pasture and keep your flock. Let me pass through all your flock today, removing from it every speckled and spotted sheep and every black lamb, and the spotted and speckled among the goats, and they shall be my wages. So my honesty will answer for me later, when you come to look into my wages. Every one that is not speckled and spotted among the goats and black among the lambs, if found with me, shall be counted as stolen. Laban said, Good, let it be as you have said. That same day he removed the striped and spotted male goats and all the speckled and spotted female goats, every one that had white on it, and every black lamb, and put them in the charge of his sons. And he set a distance of 3 days' journey between himself and Jacob, while Jacob pastured the rest of Laban's flock. Then Jacob took fresh sticks of poplar, almond, and plane trees and peeled white streaks in them, exposing the white of the sticks. He set the sticks that he had peeled in the troughs before the flocks in the watering places, where the flocks came to drink. And since they bred when they came to drink, the flocks bred in front of the sticks, and so brought forth striped, speckled, and spotted offspring. And Jacob separated the lambs and set the faces of the flocks toward the striped and all the black in the flock of Laban. He put his own droves apart and did not put them with Laban's flock. Whenever the stronger of the flock were breeding, Jacob would lay the sticks in the troughs before the eyes of the flock, that they might breed among the sticks. But for the feebler of the flock, he would not lay them there. So the feebler were Laban's, and the stronger Jacob's. Thus, the man became exceedingly prosperous and had large flocks, female servants and male servants, and camels and donkeys.